Okay, so Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has just stepped up its marketing in an incredible way, or did it? You see, we don't actually know for sure that this has anything to do with Black Ops 6, at least not officially, which I think makes it that much more interesting. At the epicenter of these recent events is everybody's favourite melon, MrRoflWaffles, or Milo, as we'll refer to him going forward. If you're already familiar with everything that happened over the weekend, and specifically on Milo's stream, feel free to use the video chapters below to jump ahead to when we begin to discuss exactly why this has the potential to go down as one of the most unique things to ever happen within the zombies community. For those of you who may not have been following the events that unfolded over the weekend so closely, let's recap a bit, shall we? So it all started with a post on the Black Ops Cold War subreddit that spoke about the terminal from the Black Ops Cold War campaign, and specifically the war dialer contained within it. After jumping through a few hoops, we found an email address, and of course, people started sending emails to that address, to which they were met with replies that contained several images. It was around this point where the official Call of Duty channels, as well as some content creators closely associated with the franchise, got involved, with statements like, "There are no new Black Ops 6 zombies teasers, an email address claiming to have new teasers is fake, do not send any messages to the email," and similar statements. So it's all fake, right? Well, let's not jump to any conclusions. You see, this is where our friend Milo enters the picture. Having made a video on the email address and the associated images just before they were all seemingly shot down as fake, Milo took to Twitter saying that in all his years within the community, he's never seen something fake be this well executed, and reaches out to Kevin Drew for clarity, to which he responded saying, "Am I even really who I say I am?" Immediately after this, Milo jumped on stream, and this is where things get really interesting. Over the next few hours, we worked as a community to identify a set of letters associated with each image that, when combined, spelled out "the die is cast," which conveniently enough was the password we needed to enter into the website associated with the domain the emails were coming from. The website itself displayed all of the images people had been sent, as well as this message. Well done, clearly we were right to put our faith in you. Through working together, you have proven yourself some of the best minds of this new age. It may appear as if your work was for naught, but as we have placed our trust in your skills, you must place your trust in us. Now you have gained a point of contact with us, we will be in touch very soon. Sounds ominous, doesn't it?
Good, because it fucking is.
And of course, that's not where all of this ends. You see, there was also a hidden message on the website. "P.S. They are after you now. Sorry, perhaps we should have warned you in advance, but this was the only way. One of their offices that doesn't exist was within the materials you received. Watch your back. A." As well as a date and time, July 22nd, 1:15 PM. I'm sure I don't have to explain the significance of 115 to any zombies fans out there. We did some extra digging and may or may not have stumbled across a genuine cult, but throughout all of this, Milo kept hearing some strange noises, so eventually enough was enough, and he went to investigate what was making those noises. And then, the lights went off, and then, the stream ended. Now, we've heard nothing from Milo since all of this, besides for one tweet. "Morning everyone, just woke up, appreciate the well wishes, I'm all good, smiley face." And that's it. A rather suspicious message, don't you think? Something is definitely up with Milo. Now, there is more to this ARG. Remember the date that was mentioned? Well, July 22nd rolled around, and we're still working on the solution to everything we were given then. But after that recap, you now have all of the context necessary for me to explain why I think this ARG is fantastic. Let's start with why MrRoflWaffles was the best choice to figurehead this event and be the person on stream that went missing. You see, Milo is a pillar of the zombies community, and he has been for more or less over a decade now. Though that's not to say that there aren't some other absolutely fantastic content creators within the zombies community. So why is Milo so important and such a perfect choice? Well, it actually all stems from the fact that a few years back, Activision kind of distanced themselves from Milo. It was really noticeable when he sort of stopped getting invited to things, and it was really upsetting. Everybody in the community brings their own thing to the table, and Milo's was always narrative and lore explanations and Easter egg guides and so on, and watching Milo get excited about the storyline is what fueled my excitement, and I'm sure the same can be said for many others out there. In fact, Milo's excitement for the zombie storyline actually influenced my life in quite a big way and got me to choose the career path I chose, which is a story for a different day. But the point being, Milo was important, and then Activision kind of distanced themselves. However, I think the fact that Activision have taken such a step back from Milo makes him the perfect candidate for this ARG, because it's a fantastic way of capitalizing on his distance from Activision over the last few years to feed into the narrative of, well, is this related to Black Ops 6 or not? It really could go either way, and obviously I'd like to see this end with Milo rekindling his relationship with Activision and becoming one of the content creators they like to recognize again, but if that isn't how this pans out and this isn't related to Activision in the end, choosing Milo is a genius choice on behalf of whoever is orchestrating this ARG, and it's not the only genius choice they've made. You see, the truth lies as the slogan for Black Ops 6, and it has been throughout the duration of its marketing, and that slogan plays a key role in this ARG regardless of whether it's associated with Activision or not. If Activision have been behind this all along, then getting some influencers to shoot down the teasers as fake was a fantastic way to capitalize on the slogan, especially considering that's been paired with getting Milo, someone who, as we've established, isn't currently publicly connected with Activision, to interact with these on a stream and play into it. But on the other hand, if this isn't connected to Activision, then hats off to the absolute legends who are behind it. And I say that not only to compliment the quality of the ARG as well as some of the assets that have been associated with it, but also because it's quite clear that the response Activision would have, being to shoot down any potential misinformation as fake, paired with the fact that Black Ops 6's slogan is the truth lies, was something that whoever is behind this has anticipated. And I genuinely can't commend that enough if that is what's happened. That takes a level of forethought that I think deserves to go down in the history books. And let's face it, if this isn't related to Activision, then it probably will. And of course, that brings me on to the question of, is this related to Black Ops 6 or not? Now, it's impolite to answer a question with a question, I know, but let me ask you a follow-up question. Does it really matter? And my answer is not really. You see, even if this event isn't related to Black Ops 6 Zombies, or Black Ops 6 at all for that matter, this is the type of thing that made many people, myself included, fall in love with Call of Duty Zombies. The out-of-the-box thinking, the engaging with ciphers, the community-wide Easter egg hunts, and I personally fail to see how this becomes any more or less interesting whether or not there's a Treyarch and Activision logo slapped on it or not. The only argument that makes sense to me here about this being slightly less interesting if it isn't related to Call of Duty is for those people who are following this event just for the sake of getting some zombies information out of it. Then, fair enough, I can understand why you'd be slightly less interested if this isn't related to Treyarch or Call of Duty. Which brings me nicely to why this ARG excites me so much. And that's because regardless of whether this is related to Activision, related to just Milo, or related to some third party that's going to be revealed towards the end, someone is cooking. And secondly, it's up to us now. There are no big content creators to hold our hands as we try and solve this, no live streams for us all to pile in the thousands, absolutely no nonsense guides, I'll tell you that much. We need to find Milo first. It is really down to the individual people within the community to band together and find an answer to the question, where is Milo? I'm sure if we take a step back from the ARG in real life, he's sat somewhere giggling to himself at videos like this with just as much excitement as I'm having making it. That, or he's at the gym. I mean, have you seen the guy? But regardless of whether this ARG specifically relates to Black Ops 6 Zombies or not, Zombies is something that I want to continue to cover here on the channel from now through to launch, and hopefully all the way through what is shaping up to be a fantastic year of zombies. I haven't been able to say that about a Call of Duty Zombies game for the best part of the last decade, but something about Black Ops 6 has got me really excited, and I really do plan to be here every step of the way. So if that does sound like something that interests you, please do consider subscribing. My next Zombies video should be clickable on screen now, but if that's not out yet, or even if it is, thank you for watching this one all the way through, and I'll see you in the next video.